Okay, putting on Do Not Disturb.
Do not disturb. You sounded like Dolby.
Dobby got a sock. Dobby is a free elf.
Dobby.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Dobby hangs a sock on the doorknob to say, do not disturb.
Oh my gosh. Shut up. It's not true.
Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kellie.
And I'm SP. What
Yeah,
a
you
formal intro that was. You were so put together.
I'm always put together.
And your voice is coming back
I know.
a little bit. Still kind of cold, still hanging on.
It's okay. Much better than last week.
If you have missed the cold and flu season,
Lucky you.
congratulations, because it has gone through all of us. And I got it. I got it just one day before leaving for Puerto Rico for like 5 or 6 days.
What always happens.
I did like the first gig out there. It was like 4 hours or something. And I was like, why am I dying? Like, I feel like I need a break. And then I told Kellie, she's like, yeah, it's because you're sick. I was like, oh, yeah, it's because I can't breathe.
You can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
It's so humid. The humidity actually probably helped you.
I think it helped my skin.
It did. You're glowing.
Oh, thank you. It's because I'm pregnant.
I was going to ask. And that's so funny. I was going to be like, are you pregnant? Because your skin is glowing.
Thanks for noticing. Yeah, it's a food baby, but still a baby.
I think it did help with probably making sure you didn't sound super congested.
Yeah, I will say if you haven't been to Puerto Rico, think about walking into a steam room. And that's about it. That is what it's like. It is so humid that even when you're in your hotel room, I ended up keeping my shoes on because if I walked around in barefoot or socks, the tile was so moist that it would get my socks or feet wet. And I was like, this is not, I was not born for this type of humidity.
Yeah.
I'm born to be in the desert, baby.
Yeah.
I'm like a lizard
Little,
or something, or a camel. No, it's still bad. A bruni.
my eye. Yeah, that's
But
great.
I have been in Puerto Rico. I just made it back not too long ago, even though it feels like just a few minutes ago.
My gosh, at midnight.
Boy. Yeah, we left at 3 a.m. for the airport on Saturday, and then Kellie
To
picked
go
us up.
to the gig and
Yeah.
then coming home from the gig, they landed at midnight. I was like, God, how much more difficult can you make this?
It
much
was
more inconvenient. I mean, convenient in some ways because you're not hitting the traffic. It takes
That
like
is
30
true.
minutes to get to the airport instead of like an hour or longer. But truly, I was like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to stay up till midnight to come get you.
It was a bit brutal, that's for sure. It was a bit brutal, but we got through it. Went out there, however many days. We did 3 work days with Spectrum.
Yeah, 5 days total.
5 days total. Dueling DJs, red hot band stuff. So much fun. So many things. I'm sure y'all probably already saw it on. Oh, it was on Instagram because I reposted it from someone else, but I don't know if it made it on TikTok. So maybe you haven't. But now you know that's what was going on. I don't think there's that much else to talk about from Puerto Rico.
No, but I tore down 9 Legos,
What?
I think.
Kellie went hard in terms of the house cleaning, and she tore down 9 Legos.
I like really want to count in my head.
Tell me which ones they were.
I did the wand shop.
That's Harry
The
Potter wand shop.
Harry
all
Potter wand
vendors.
shop. I did a Harry Potter sweet shop, but I can't remember the name of it. I did the Quidditch.
Honeydukes.
Honeydew. Maybe it was Honeydukes.
It was Honeydukes.
I did the Quidditch set.
Mm-hmm.
I did, it was all Harry Potter stuff first. And then I did the Weasley's
Wizarding whimsies.
joke shop, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's 4 Harry Potters alone. I broke down my Queer Eye set.
You did?
I did.
That's like such a cool set, though.
It was really fun to break down too, if I'm being honest with you. So I
Nice.
broke down that. I have like a building set that's like a 4-story building set that your mom dropped twice. So it's okay. It made
Thanks,
it easier.
Mom.
It made it easier to break down, if I'm
That's
being
true.
honest with you. So I broke down that. I broke down Brooklyn's Wicked, Emerald City,
Oh, that's the big one.
which was fun to break down because she built a lot of it, and so I didn't. But then I got to kind of see all the little details as I broke it down, which was fun.
It's about half the fun. I think that's the math on it. It's
Yeah.
half the fun,
I broke down my Scooby-Doo set that I was building,
which was the Haunted Island, I think.
the Haunted Island one, which
Haunted Lighthouse.
I'm missing quite a few pieces of that, like the auxiliary pieces. Like I
Yeah.
think you have like a motorcycle and things like that, and none of
right.
Scooby-Doo characters are in there. Although I know Scooby-Doo is by my bedside because Brooklyn put it there. But it was just such an interesting thing. But that's okay. The thing's there. I broke down that one. I feel like I broke down another one. I'm really trying to think about. Oh, I broke down a cafe, that green cafe that looked really cute on the box, and then when I built it, I was like,
Oh,
I don't really like this
I
one.
kind of sort of know which one that is.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's insane.
There may have been one more, if I'm being honest with you, but I really can't remember.
The more insane thing is I came home and there was one of those big plastic containers that you like store winter clothes in or something.
I had
full
already-
of broken down Legos.
Yeah, but I had already like that's my new thing is I will build the Lego and I'll keep it up for a while and then I'll break it down. I still have more Legos at your mom's house that I need to break down.
Yeah.
So we need to bring those over and I will break them down because I think it'll be fun.
It was shocking because that's not the first like bin that you filled with broken down Legos.
No, but the other bin isn't full.
Is it not?
No, is it not?
Is it not?
But here's the deal. It was exciting. I may open up my own Lego shop. If you want to borrow or build or buy a Lego from me, reach out.
Like a Lego library?
I may have it. Yeah.
Lego Blockbuster?
That'd be fun. If we had more money and we lived in a house, instead of having a bookshelf, you know, where they have those books, let's take a book and I'd have a Lego thing.
That is so cute and such a terrible idea.
Everyone would just steal my Legos.
Yeah. Or if they got brought back, you'd be missing
all the pieces.
Yeah.
Some of them are missing pieces though.
That's like having a book lending library, but all of the pages are loose pages. They're not bound by anything. You're like, I'm not getting all 300 of these pages back.
I know. I will say this. I do think it's time to break down, like Brooklyn has a Lego drawer in her room.
Yeah.
Where she just kind of throws her Legos.
Well, it's because we got her all of those Super Mario ones.
I know, and she loved them for a while, but now she doesn't like them. But I think we need to start breaking them down and see if we can try to make the full piece, like all the pieces.
All together.
Yeah, because we could probably sell those. And I break them down in a great way. This is such a nerdy thing. You like to break them down and put all of them into a bag.
Yeah.
I break them down according to I unbreak them down backwards.
You are a lunatic.
For like the Lego instructions, I will start at the back and I will break them down and then put them in Ziploc bags and write bag number 8. Put it off to the side, bag number 9, so that you can rebuild them in line with like the Lego app or the builder.
It is really conducive for when you want to rebuild them.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know we've opened up the ones I've repackaged and you're like, it's so annoying.
Like the Scooby-Doo one. You broke down it all. I didn't even finish rebuilding that one.
Yeah, she quit.
Well,
kind of.
We just got busy. But when I broke it down this time, I have like my extras one, all the ones I didn't use, and then I broke down all the ones and put them in bags. So we probably need more Ziploc bags as we go to Target today.
Deal.
For the record.
That's just a personal note. Now you just get to know. There you go. Going to Target.
But I will say, breaking down Legos can be just as much fun as building them. Not always, but it can.
Save it for unpopular opinions, lady.
I
Because you sound crazy.
It did like really ruin my nails. So if I break more down this week, you're gonna have to help with the tough ones. Because
I'm sorry. Why? Because you got Pantone's color of the year.
Butter yellow on my nails with a little bit of chrome, so they're a little bit shiny.
Wow.
Very spring.
Is that how you're supposed to do that? Like claws, like a witch?
I don't know.
Well, they look like butter. They're smooth like butter.
For those of you watching, I also had tattoo removal today. So that's what this bandage is.
It looks like you rolled down a hill, really.
Either that or like a really cool, like, looks like I'm an anime character.
Yeah, like you're about to punch someone in the face. Or like Fallout that we started last night. You got one of those wrist communicator dealies.
Yeah.
To be like, the hatch is open.
That's right. I've also watched 3 new shows while you've been gone.
Actually, before you get there, I've been gone for 5 days, which means it's time for a new segment. Called Kellie's TV Corner, where Kellie tells you all of the TV shows that she started and finished while I've been gone. Go ahead. You could start with that, or you could hit me with, I have the list.
Let's just preface this.
Okay.
I've been home for 5 days by myself. One of those days I went on a hike with my brothers in the top of the day, but then I was home alone for the second half. I was also under the weather and not feeling great, so I was sitting on the couch for quite a bit of time because when I would try to get up and do something, I could only do it for a short amount of time, and then I would be like, "I'm done." Okay.
Yeah.
I also cleaned the entire house. I did some spring cleaning.
Thank you for
of my vanity and of our like dresser holder thing. I also cleaned out the fridge and reordered groceries. So I've been productive. I just want to mark that. And I also went through some of my photo booth stuff and reorganized some things. So and broke down a bunch of Legos. So I just want to start off by saying I've been very productive. I've also watched, I'm pretty sure, 3 shows in entirety.
Yeah. And some of them like a full hour-long episode.
Yeah, let's start. So this was the last show I watched, but I watched the new hit popular TV show Adolescence.
Yes. Which
is about a 13-year-old who's accused of murdering a classmate. Unaliving a classmate? I don't know if you can say that, but that's the plot.
You want on a podcast.
It is also takes place, I'm pretty sure, in Ireland or Scotland. It's Scotland because their accents are really thick. I had to have the subtitles on the whole time because I really struggled with understanding the dad, who was an excellent actor. They were all really great. But it is a crazy show. I would recommend. It's like if we're tiering them like S through like F.
Yeah.
It's like in between an A and it's like a B plus.
Okay. B tier.
B plus tier.
I mean, it is like the third highest, like most watched Netflix TV show ever.
Which is crazy. It's only 4 episodes, which I wasn't ready for. And I do think they do an excellent job of taking you through kind of the emotions that come with what happens when someone in your family commits a crime and what that looks like. And it takes you through the whole span of emotion. It was crazy.
Yeah.
The final episode being the most impactful and really sad to watch the family kind of come to terms with things. But it was great. Would recommend. Next show I watched, The Residence. Not The Resident, The Residence.
Which we may have talked about in prior weeks. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but that is a murder mystery of a murder that happens in the White House. And you kind of have a Sherlock Holmes type character in Detective Cup.
And unlike Adolescence, this show doesn't take itself as seriously.
No. This show, 10 out of 10 would recommend, is an S tier for me.
Dang.
Or an A. We'll call it an A tier. No, it was an S tier.
Let
I
it be an S.
really enjoyed this show.
Why not?
There was one unanswered question that was left for me that they did not address that I can see a lot of people are frustrated about.
Have you like read that, or you're just guessing?
No, I've read it. People are frustrated about it. And this isn't giving too much away because you should just watch it. But there is a calligrapher who something happened and he started writing names not well. Like the calligraphy was bad. Like you couldn't really understand the names.
Yeah.
And they never tell you why. And I think you thought during the whole entire thing that it would tell you like what happened that made him start writing this way, and it never addressed it. So it's my only like thing what is it? Blank to pick. My only
Nit
to pick.
Yes.
I'm nitpicking.
Yes.
I'm hoping though that they're setting it up for a season 2 and that will address some of that stuff.
I have a feeling. Well, I don't know about that part,
but I think it'll get season 2. It was really, really good. I don't know her name and I'm so sorry, but the mom that was married to Sterling K. Brown in This Is Us is in this. She's one of the main characters in this, as well as his name is always the same, Mr. Park. He's always Mr. Park.
In what? Every
He's
show?
in Marvel. He's the
are
What's
you
his
talking
name?
about Jim Halpert?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
The Office?
Asian Jim Halpert. Yeah. He's in this as well. Great.
Dang it.
And the main actress, who I don't know her name either, Detective Cup, she's incredible as well. So it's great, great, great. Highly recommend. The last show I think I've watched is The Pitt on Max. Oh, I watched one more. I've watched 4. Forgot.
Right. I have The Pitt, Residence, Adolescence, and Paradise.
Yeah, but Paradise I watched, I think, before you left. So I think we've talked about that last week. That I would recommend as well. That is with Sterling K. Brown. He's great. I watched Pulse.
Oh, that's not even
which
on
is
my
another
list.
another like an ER type show that I really enjoyed. I think I don't remember what that was on Netflix maybe, and I did enjoy that. But I then watched The Pitt, which is on Max, which is a 15 episode ER documentary that is kind of like 24 mixed with Grey's Anatomy, but in the ER. So it goes hour by hour for the 15-hour shift that they have. And I'm already rewatching that show again because it's very, very good. That's an S tier for me. And it's already been picked up for a season 2. That's going to happen during 4th of July weekend. It's not going to come out 4th of July weekend, but the episode will take place during 4th of July weekend. So that I would highly recommend. And that's been Kellie's TV Corner. What are some questions you have about any of the shows I've watched?
Nothing. You left me with no questions except for who the names of any of the actors in the shows are. But that's okay. Look it up.
I know. I'm bad at it. But I will say The Pitt has some very, 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 very good actors in it. Like truly incredible. And the main guy, his name is something wild. He used to be on ER back in the day.
I think it's George Clooney.
No, not George Clooney, but he used to be in ER back in the day. And he produced and helped write and do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do this new show with the same writers, I think, from ER2, which I think is getting them in trouble. I think they're being sued by the estate of the guy who came up with the ER idea.
Okay.
The whole thing, because they initially came back because they wanted to like do a spinoff of ER and the estate said no, but they still had an idea for an ER show. And so they changed it around to create The Pitt. And now they're being sued for it. But I actually think it's really good. And this is a really cool thing. It should make you watch it. I have so much information. I'm so sorry I'm talking so much.
Keep going.
You should watch this. The reason why they came back and wrote this is because they said that the impact from ER was so big that they had so many more people having understanding and being more patient in the ER, as well as more people applying to work in the ER specifically because of what the show ER did. And that after COVID, things have not been great in the medical field for that. And so this guy, I can't remember his name, something Kyle something.
All right.
He's the main character in this. He was getting so many people reaching out, asking for him to come up with something to help kind of get that feeling back up in the ER, in ERs around the country again, of having people have more patients, having people apply to be there. There's such like there's like a nursing shortage and different things like that. And so they're like, hey, can you help bring awareness to this? And so that's what made them want to do this. Now they have the Pitt, and the accuracy of this show and what they do. ER doctors and nurses have said it's like really accurate. Like what they're showing is like truly there. And they go through pretty intensive training. They trained for like 6 months before to actually do some of the procedures that are happening on the show.
See, that's how
So
I
I'm
know
like,
I don't want to be
that's
an
so cool.
actor. I would not want to go through 6 weeks of nurse training to have the most realistic ER experience. Like,
but I
don't want any of that.
But it's really cool because it does give you an understanding of like what happens. And if you went to the ER, like for me, I go, yeah, if I had to go to the ER, I would have more understanding for why it would take time, because they're not just seeing the people in the ER room, they're seeing other real emergencies that are coming in and people that are dying. And it's the nurses and doctors' jobs to follow HIPAA, which means that you can't talk about it, but also to remain like a positive person in that. And you can't be like, sorry, we're not seeing you because we just watched like 3 people die, or this kid just came in from an accidental fentanyl overdose and died. He's brain dead. And he's like here, and I'm dealing with his parents and like all this. Like you can't tell people that, but it gives you more understanding of like there are bigger things that are happening.
I've said it once and I'll say it a bazillion times. Shout out to our nurses who friggin' carry the load, man.
So it's an S tier for me.
Dang. Like
truly. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend, if you can stomach kind of seeing blood and different things that would happen in the ER, and trigger warning for
a lot of stuff.
I don't want to give it away, but
don't. Yeah. I think people know if they're going to want to watch it or not.
But it's great. Truly, it's really, 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 really great. Yeah.
Nice.
So I would S tier.
Well, I have no TV recommendations because I haven't watched any.
Any book recommendations?
I actually do.
SP's Audible Corner. It's not as great.
Read it and weep.
Sure.
Here's the books to make you cry. Not really. No, I'm halfway through. I've not seen any of the shows that you've seen at all, but I'm halfway through The Subtle Art of Not Giving a. This is our clean show, so I have to keep it out. But that was recommended by Shim.
Or is it giving
Thank you.
S?
F.
You're not giving a fudge.
But thank you, Shim, for that recommendation. It's interesting because I told you a little bit about it. It kind of is, it's weird to see the Eastern philosophy kind of get put into this, and a lot of the stuff that has been meaningful for me as I learned to let go of some pieces of anxiety and different stuff like that. It really kind of it packages it together in a way that makes sense for the West, if that makes any sense to people. Definitely recommend if you can stomach some language. And then this was a shock. I'm just about done with Ida Garten's book, Be Ready When the Luck Happens. If you don't know who Ida Garten is, she is the Barefoot Contessa. You might know her from that TV show that you would never want to watch when you stay home sick as a child. And you're scrolling, you're like, this is maybe the most boring food thing I've ever seen. So I don't know why I even picked up this book, but I am so glad that I did. It is a wonderful story. It is romantic. It is aspirational. It is her memoir. It is great for creative people to understand what the journey looks like from her childhood being, one of 2 kids of immigrants in a very toxic household in the 50s and 60s, what it was like to be a woman coming up in that age. You know, you didn't even exist on paper to banks and stuff like that. Going from being someone who writes nuclear budget proposals for the White House to being buying her first novelty food shop in the Hamptons and backpacking or camping through Europe with her husband when they were like 20 and surviving on $5 a day out there, and then having Food Network come in, and actually it was her friendship with Martha Stewart that got her first show that led to Food Network and all of this stuff. It really, really is awesome. And I see you holding on to something. What is it?
That's great. It's also great if you want to go to France, because apparently it really makes it sound really, really great.
It romanticizes France in a big bad way.
Yeah.
For sure. So if you want to put that in there for your spouse to be like, we should go. They're good luck getting them to read an 8-10 hour book or whatever. But yes, it's full of fun stories, and it really connected with me with where I was at too. I guess we haven't talked about this on the podcast. We mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I've been in like multiple rounds of auditions for this. I guess I can talk about it now because I'm not doing it for this hosting a Dr. Seuss TV show. And I ended up not getting that, which is fine. But it's always hard to come that far into it. And it was particularly difficult. I was talking
Was that
about
callbacks?
Yeah. Well, it was at chemistry tests and
test,
reads and that kind of stuff. So it was like there was only 4 of us left. And everyone in there was amazing. But it's hard to lose that because it was such a perfect blend of what I feel like I'm good at. You know, I love working with kids. I can sing. I can play guitar. I host all the time. Like it was just like, here, this is what you do it. So it was sad to lose that. But reading through Ida's book was really eye-opening. She had so many good things. In fact, let me pull it up right now. In the midst of me, in my opinion, or my feelings, losing out on that, 2 things stuck out. And we've talked about this before too, but she said, you never know your good breaks from your bad ones. And like every time you get, like you think a good opportunity is there and you lose it, you just assume like that was going to be it. That was the big break. And I've always thought like your big breaks often come from your big heartbreaks. Like both of us subscribe to this idea that oftentimes your best moments come from your worst moments.
Yeah, it's true.
So it was cool to get that reinforced. And then she was talking, I'll spare the details of all of this, but kind of along the same lines, she was talking about this. Whenever I lose a deal, I think when the next thing comes along, I'll be so grateful that the first one fell through.
Yeah.
And I think that just exemplifies the journey that so many of us are on. And you get to this point where you're like, this is it. This is going to be the thing. And then you lose it again. And you're like, no. But then you have the opportunity and the hope to go, man, if I wasn't available for the next thing, or if I said yes to this, or if that went through, it would have taken me somewhere else to miss out on that. So I think it kind of gave me that hope again of like, it's okay. You know, if you were too busy with one thing, you would have missed out on this next thing. So definitely recommend it. S-tier book. I actually still have like a little bit left of it. I haven't finished, but it was really good. So those are the 2 books that I have started / finished this week.
Going back to Kellie's TV corner, I also forgot that I watched
more.
White Lotus, but I don't know if that was last week or this week. But we watched the last episode together, so I don't know. But that was good too. I'd give that in A tier for a B+ tier for this time. It was not as good as some of the prior episodes. Although Walton Goggins was on it and Lucius Malfoy. We did talk about this on the show. Yeah. And it was great.
They're all great.
I forgot that I watched that too.
And
we're watching Gemstones together, which comes out an episode at a time.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 left before the season's over. Not our favorite season, but still great
Amy
stuff.
Lee, love Amy Lee.
Love Amy
Baby,
Lee.
Bobby Billy, that's not his name.
Baba Billy, Baba
Baby Billy.
Baba Bonkers.
Baba Bonkers.
Can't wait to see how that
It's Walton
translates.
Goggins as well. We watched 3 Walton Goggins. White Lotus, Righteous Gemstones, and Fallout now.
Can't get away from him.
He's
We've
great.
always loved him. Now the whole world's discovering him. Good for him. I think we said this last week. I'm glad he's getting
Watch
his moment
Vice
in the sun.
Principals. I liked Vice
Vice
Principals.
Principals is great. I mean, it's definitely
Edie's in there
niche,
too.
and I know. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Anyway, that's it for our TV podcast.
Anyway.
TV and book portion.
That's what I should really
show.
do. We should do a TV book podcast.
Like a watch along or like a TV book club.
Yeah.
Where it's a book club, but for TV shows.
Try to keep up with me. Just kidding.
That'd be great. That'd be good for TikTok. People would do that with you on TikTok. We'll talk about that at our retreat this week. I guess it's next week. At our retreat in a few weeks.
Coming up next week.
I'm excited about it. But before we get there, we have to get to today, which is April 23rd.
That happened today. Thanks, April 23rd.
I like how we switched roles this time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
April 23rd is the day that this episode is coming out, and many things happen today. I'm excited. Some weeks you just never know.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago today, in 2005, the first ever video was uploaded to YouTube.
No way.
Do you know anything about this?
No, was it?
It is, we're going to watch it in its entirety.
Is it short?
It's 19 seconds.
Got it. I was like, is it like a Vine?
It's like 3 vines.
Got it.
Because vines are 6 seconds,
I have
right?
no idea.
It is from 20 years ago. It has 354 million views, and it is entitled "Me at the Zoo." Kellie, enjoy.
You didn't hear the really, really cool thing about elephants is that they have really long trunks. And that's about all he had to say about the elephants.
That
It's the only cool thing, apparently.
was considered content. That was good
crazy.
enough. The first ever video, millions and millions and millions of views, but it kicked off Where We Live, video version of Where We Live. What's so many of us go to, what
YouTube.
I now pay for,
I know.
because I got so tired of ads. But YouTube. So to me, that's basically like the beginning of YouTube happened 20 years ago today. Pretty cool. Another thing that happened even earlier in the 80s, before we were born, in 1985, Coca-Cola released, have you ever heard of New Coke?
No. Yes, actually, but I don't know what it is.
It was
When did it release? 19 what?
85. 1985, the new formula was
My mom
released.
and my dad have talked about this.
I've heard about that. I've heard about New Coke, Pepsi Clear, a couple of different things.
Yeah.
But the new formula was so unpopular that the original Coke was reintroduced as Coca-Cola Classic right after that.
That's what tends to happen.
But what I think they're
Which is
doing
probably
now.
why it's called Coca-Cola Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Which I
Interesting.
never realized. Yeah, but
I always called it Classic Coke. I guess I just called it Coke.
just Coke.
And if you call it Pop, you're weird. It's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, whatever. You can talk about pop and soda. It doesn't really matter. But it's funny because I talk about Coke. It's just Coke. It's not Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but
It's
I
Coke.
call it's just Coke. And I call all of those beverages
Cokes?
soda.
Yeah, they're soda.
It's soda.
Bubbly water.
Anyway, I think what happened was, well, I'm sure they learned from it, but now don't release it as like, hey, you know that thing you love?
Mm-hmm.
It's different now. Like if McDonald's is like new McDonald's fries, and you're like, oh, they're curly and horrible.
No,
You
they
have to
don't
just
have
brand it
beef
something
tallow
else.
anymore.
Oh, well, that's true. But
They
there's
are new.
Coke Zero now.
Yeah, and they had the green Coke. Is that Coke Life? With sugar, with no
like
sugar, with sugar
stevia
cane
or something like that.
Yeah, I had
haven't
one of those at the Coke
Museum.
museum.
Yeah, I
when I
haven't
went
seen
to
those on
Atlanta.
shelves in a long time.
Yeah, but I have when you go to which we should go if we ever go to Atlanta. I think it's fun personally. But when you go to the Coke Museum or the Coke Factory in Atlanta, the first thing you do when you get in there is they offer you a mini can size of any Coke that they have out.
Really?
Which at the time was Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Coke, and Coke Life. I think is what it was called, which was a green Coke.
Oh, Coke's like by Coke out, you mean like what is available in stores?
No. Those are the four choices they had.
Oh, so whatever's there out
to
that
start
day.
to start off I think they just do the original those four Cokes. Maybe it's not like Coke Life anymore, but maybe something different. But to start off your like journey, they start with that because at the end of the journey, you get a cup and you can go around and try all the Cokes from all over the world that they have,
Yeah.
all the different flavors and stuff like that, which is super fun too.
Next year during March Madness, we should do a soda bracket where we get the top 16 sodas.
Sure.
We'll have to do it individually because I know you and I, well, no, it'll be a group thing. It's going to be a little controversial because you and I do not like the same sodas
No,
necessarily.
maybe we'll bring someone in for that.
Ooh, a special guest.
Yeah, who knows? Someone. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
A couple movies came out in 2004. How do you feel about 13
Going on 30.
What does that mean to you?
Everything.
Yeah.
It was such like a good childhood. I guess I wasn't a child in 2004.
You were still a kid, though. It's a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it's a
where
good romantic
13
comedy. It's still one of my favorite. Razzles. Love Razzles.
13-year-old girl magically becomes 30 overnight. I
Jennifer
miss
Garner.
premises like that.
Yeah.
Like, just like, this is what it is.
That's why I like Hallmark movies and Christmas movies because it still has that in there. Lifeless is great. It's a Netflix movie, but it's great. Kind of like that theme.
Oh, I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah, it's great.
Does,
Sophia Carson.
a couple weeks ago, might have been last week, we were talking about that category of movie that you love, which was like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Romantic comedies.
Yeah, but does this fall into the
It 100% does. It's in that, like, if I'm in that mood or that zone, like, it's definitely one of those on the list. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 13 Going on 30. I don't particularly like The Notebook. I know a lot of people like The Notebook. I do like Rachel McBride, but is that her name?
Nope, not at all.
Rachel McAdams. But I don't particularly like, I mean, I guess I should give it a second chance, but I do like those type of movies. 2 Weeks Notice. I can't think of any more right now, but we did this a couple weeks ago where I went through a ton of
Yeah.
them.
I just thought that would definitely fit in the category.
I do like 13 Going on 30 quite a bit.
Another movie came out, though, on April 23rd. Scrolling. Yes, 23rd. And it's called Mortal Kombat!
I don't think I've ever seen them.
You don't know the song? Are you kidding?
Did you watch Mortal Kombat?
I played
I'm sure you
Mortal
played the game.
Kombat,
I think I played the game with my brothers.
but it has like the best theme song ever that I can't play without getting flagged.
KO. Is that Mortal Kombat? Babe, you could keep going.
Mortal Kombat.
It's not going to like trigger
You
something
don't
in my
know
brain.
this song?
No.
It is the best song ever written. And then they do all the players' names like Liu Kang, Sub-Zero. No?
I'm a girl. I watched 13 going on 30. I wasn't
Ryan
watching.
will have my back.
I'm sure he will.
Ryan
I'm
will
sure
have
I
my
played
back.
it with them, but I was like, you can keep going, but I ain't gonna.
Well, the bummer is the song is the best part because this was actually the remake movie that came out in 2021, but there was one that came out when I was a kid that I believe my Aunt Wendy took me to, even though it was probably PG-13 and I was probably like too young to see it. But Mortal Kombat, forever one of the best theme songs in history. Not according to my wife, who has seen apparently every TV show and movie in the world except for Mortal Kombat.
Not my type of movie.
It's a little bit different than 13 going on 30.
I don't know.
Little bit different. Well, fine. Let me, before we get to the celebrity birthdays, there was one world record beat in sets today.
Tell me.
It's I don't know where they draw the line on what can or can't be a record, but apparently you can win the record for fastest marathon dressed as a star.
Love it. As a
And then
literal star?
As a literal star. And then paren male. So I guess
You can do it as a
it's
female.
separated by gender or anything. I don't know. But in 2023, Peter Banks set a Guinness World Record for completing the London Marathon in 3 hours and 30 minutes and 9 seconds while dressed as a star.
I think they're getting out of hand, but cool. Good for him
But you know what?
to be in the Guinness World Record.
We were doing an event not long ago where the keynote speaker had set not one but 2 Guinness World Records.
For what?
I think most Ironmans completed
yes.
consecutively, and he set
100
like
days, something like that.
yeah, he ended up doing I think 101 or 102
Almost
in a
died.
row. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if this is the example we want to set of like, hey, your shins are broken, but we kept going because we made a commitment. Like, there's got to be a balance in life. That's just personal. But yeah, after seeing him set those records, I was like, I'm not committed enough to want to set
I'm
a
not made
record
for
like
this.
that. No.
It's not what I'm made for.
Nope, I don't need to be famous. But Peter Banks is famous for that. So,
Great job,
dressed as
Peter
a star.
Banks.
Good job. Celebrity birthdays. George Lopez.
Happy
passed.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
I met
George.
his daughter.
Did you?
Mayan Lopez.
When?
At BAFTA. You weren't there.
Oh, at an event.
She's nice. Mhm.
Oh, good. Yeah, not a great amount of publicity for George Lopez these days.
I mean, he does have a show called Lopez and Lopez where he does that with his daughter. It's done by NBC Universal.
Is it?
Actually, yeah.
Well, we're big fans.
I'm
Big
not.
fans.
But I do know it's Lopez and Lopez or Lopez versus Lopez, something like that. But his daughter's on it with him.
All I know is that his wife gave him a life-saving organ transplant, and then he went to continue to cheat on her after that. And I thought, man, you shouldn't do that in the first place. But if your spouse gives you a life-saving organ transplant,
Maybe don't do that.
maybe even worse.
Yeah.
Maybe. So yeah, not great. Gigi Hadid, who I figure you probably
Hey, happy
know.
birthday, Gigi.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she's a model.
That's all I know. John Cena's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, John Cena. He's a heel now.
I know, and WrestleMania is coming up on Saturday. I didn't tell you that.
I think Brooklyn will want to watch it with us.
Maybe. We don't watch wrestling but once a year. And by that, I mean,
WrestleMania.
we watched it last year. It couldn't be as good as last year.
No, last
That
year
was a
great.
great time.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
They brought
But she's-
everyone back. It was great.
You know what
Dum, dum.
sucks? That's supposed to be the bell of the Undertaker?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Is that what it is? I don't know.
Dum, dum.
I guess that's Law and Order.
Close enough.
That's fine. Yeah.
He's here to lay down the law and order.
yeah.
Yep, keep that to myself. John Cena, 1977, his birthday. It will be sad, though, if Brooklyn sees John Cena for the first time
As a
as
heel.
the bad guy. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he is genuinely
Such a
such a
nice
good
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Such a good guy. I think I've said it before on the show. He, I think, still has a record for most Make-A-Wish fulfillments
Which is
out
amazing.
of anyone. It's
Yeah.
amazing. You know me. Anyone who is like giving good things to children, I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of. And he just seems like a good guy altogether. Last, but certainly not least, a man, a very famous man, who died on the same day he was born, obviously years apart. Did you know that William Shakespeare died on the same day on his birthday?
No, that's crazy. Happy birthday to him
Happy
and death day.
fill in the blank day to Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Any guesses how old Shakespeare was?
42.
I believe, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was 52.
Yeah, it was like
Past
they died
52,
young.
which is kind of shocking because he was born in 1564.
Yeah.
So he made it all the way to the 1600s.
Which is crazy.
If my math is right in my
It's
head.
going to hurt to take off.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, sorry.
Are we over Shakespeare? Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably something to learn from Shakespeare in class and stuff, but I don't know. I think we reference him and his storytelling more than we think and know.
That's probably true.
Because, yeah.
But I mean, like, I know this isn't Shakespeare, but I forget what director is making the Odyssey right now. Like the story of Homer, like the Iliad and the Odyssey. And I'm like, do we need to do it again? Like, do we need, let me bring it to the
I don't know that
modern.
we've ever done a movie.
But do we need to do that? Like, do we need another Tarzan movie? Do we need another, like, guy from the jungle?
George of the Jungle? No.
Okay, maybe. If Brendan Fraser is still in, I'm still in.
Yeah.
But I think there's just some things where it's like, you can appreciate it for what it was, but like, don't make kids read Shakespeare in school. Like, I have a big struggle with like the summer reading list for children. It's like, can we do something that kids are going to enjoy reading so they can go, oh, reading is a thing that I want to be in my life, rather than like, we're going to read Where the Red Fern Grows and Old Yeller.
And a lot of those books are being banned now, though. So I'm like, yes, make them read them because there's a reason why they're being banned.
I'm not a fan of banning
Fahrenheit
books.
451.
I'm not a fan of banning books, but I will say pick some better ones that are going to help kids enjoy reading. Thankfully, our kid really enjoys reading. So
Yeah, she does have a summer reading list, though.
She does this year?
Yeah, from me.
Oh, from you. Okay.
Enola Holmes being on the top of that list.
Yep, that'll be a fun one. Well, that's it for everything that happened on April 23rd.
Thanks, April 23rd.
I was wondering if you'd be there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Always. Hey, casting news that I don't know if you've seen.
For Harry Potter?
Yeah. They released... How did you know?
Because they released the names. The guy that you wanted to play Hagrid is going to be Hagrid.
I know! Burying the lead there. Well, yeah, so Harry Potter show is coming to, I think, HBO proper, not just Max. I'm sure it's HBO. But we got some big casting news, and I pulled 4 of those people here.
Haven't announced Harry, Hermione, or Ron, though.
No, it seems like they're going with the staff, the adults first.
I don't know how much I like all of the choices, but...
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
First and foremost, starting off with Albus Dumbledore is going to be played by...
I didn't like this.
John Lithgow. Why didn't you like that?
He's too well known for other things. He's always like the nerdy dweeby type of character.
I know him most as Prince Farquaad in Shrek.
Yeah. Albus Dumbledore, I don't know.
Well, he
I just
played...
want to pay respect to like who he was and the actor that played him.
Well, let me ask you this too.
So I think I just kind of disagreed with the choice. I thought it was kind of weird.
Is this isn't like a prequel, or this is like a remake, right? So this is as if everyone's supposed to be the same age that they were and everything, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's supposed to
He
go
does seem
like
a little
every
young,
season will be
One of the years.
which allows them to actually dig into like the full story. So I'm hoping to see some house elves in
making food.
book number 2 and different things like that. Yeah. So I'm
I want
excited.
to see denoming the garden.
Yeah, I think you will get some of that stuff because I think they'll have more time and different things to do that. I'm sure he'll be great. But I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I don't know that I could tell you someone else that I'd like to play Dumbledore, but I can tell you that when I saw him, I was like, that's not the person I would have chosen.
Well, he played Winston Churchill on The Crown.
That's
It's
great.
a pretty serious role. He was in one of the seasons of Dexter. Of course, his huge TV show, Third Rock from the Sun, from 90s or 2000s, and I guess Terms of Endearment as well. I'm going to skip the most controversial one to the last one.
I don't mind him.
I don't know who Janet McTeer is.
Can you show me a picture?
Yep, this is her right here.
To play Professor McGonagall.
Professor McGonagall. I
I
mean,
think it'll probably be good.
honestly, I understand what you're saying with Dumbledore. To me, these are maybe even bigger shoes to fill from Maggie Smith.
I know, but here's the deal, and I will say this too. Having someone that's more unknown, I think
helpful.
is better for the series because you already have such a great example of who these people were. And while many of them were probably known to like the British like people who like because like I don't remember who Maggie Smith was. I didn't really know who she was until I saw Harry Potter. But like it allowed you to kind of get lost in the character and they got to kind of create that character. So I think having some more unknowns, like I don't know who that is, but I'm actually excited about it because I think that it's an opportunity to see her as Professor McGonagall rather than as the guy from 30 Rock.
Well, that's true because, well, they'll probably cover him up with a big beard and all that.
We'll see.
But
His voice is very distinct, which I think is the problem that I have with it, if I'm being honest with you, for Dumbledore. And I think that is where I go. I'm like, I can just, it is Prince Farquaad. It is that. And so I'm like, I don't know that is who I would have put Dumbledore to be.
I think the only thing maybe that he's got going for him in terms of the role is we've already seen at least 2 Dumbledores. We've seen multiple if you count Fantastic Beasts, but I'm not. But we've had 2 actors in the mainline Harry Potter franchise play Dumbledore. So at least you're ready for that. But it's been Maggie Smith from day one in the movies. So I think that'll be a little bit tricky. If you don't know Janet, she was on Ozark, which means I guess you probably never got around to Ozark on Netflix. Ozark, she was Helen Pierce. Jessica Jones, she was Elisa Jones. Albert Nobbs, and the White Queen. So she's got quite a resume as well.
Who's next?
You mentioned my guy. He's from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Paul, Into the Badlands, At World's End, and so many more. Nick Frost. Here's a little picture for you.
I think he's going to be great.
He's going to be freaking great. Playing the role as of Hagrid, the lovable half-giant keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts.
Let's just say, big shoes to fill for all 3, as all 3 of those people that originally played those characters have all passed away at this point. Wow. So it is an interesting thing too.
Well,
I mean, you're getting
4 for 4 actually.
Severus Snape is next, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, arguably the biggest shoes to fill,
Alan
Severus
Rickman,
Snape. And I apologize, I've not heard this actor's name pronounced out loud. I'm going to say Papa Isidio.
I don't know. I think he's going to kill it. I'm very excited.
He's been in I May Destroy You, Gangs of London, Black Mirror, Demon 79, and Hamlet.
I think he's going to be incredible.
Title role at the Royal Shakespeare Company. So I guess Shakespeare is still relevant.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I understand that he's a controversial.
And if you're not up to speed on it, tell us why.
Because he's African American.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. We're used to The Little Mermaid. We switched. No big deal. Not to us.
It was a big deal for some people.
Even in the 60s, they had 3 Catwomen, 2 Catwomans, 2 were white, 1 was black, Eartha
Halle
Kitt.
Berry. Oh,
well, yes. And I was talking about the 60s, Batman, but yes, even we had, I think
Anne
Michelle
Hathaway,
Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway.
and Halle Berry.
So like, guys, calm down. That's the controversy.
Yeah,
but tell me your thoughts.
I think he's going to be incredible. I know nothing about him, but you can just tell. I'm like, he's going to be great. And I think it's a great choice. I truly, truly do.
You could not pick someone who wasn't going to crush that, you know?
Yeah. And I think Alan Rickman was just an incredible actor. And I think his shoes are just large ones to fill anyway. I think the farther you can go from someone that looks like him, the better off you'll be.
Do you feel that way? Well, but you don't feel that way about John Lithgow. But maybe because he's too known to you?
I think because he's so known, and I do think he has a very, very, very distinct voice that in my mind does not fit Dumbledore. And I may be proven wrong, and hopefully I will be, and I'm sure I will watch this and love it anyway. But
yeah, we'll have to see. Would you prefer that they would have casted by no names? Obviously, like these people are clearly great at what they do, but they're not known for another role like you were talking about with John. Would you have preferred that most people be no names? That's kind of what our experience with the first Harry Potter franchise, and that is totally discounting all of the work that people like Alan Rickman had done.
No, I think that it's probably because what you learn, right? I'm a Harry Potter nerd, and so like I have heard quite a bit of interviews from like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. Not very much from, oh God, what's his name?
Not Snape. Ron Weasley, Rupert Grint.
I haven't heard very many from him. But what you hear from Daniel Radcliffe is he talks a lot about how, these were no-name kids, like kids who were truly learning on the fly as they were there. Yeah. And they learned from the best of the best. He talks about that a lot. He's like, I got crash courses in acting every day from some of the best actors in the world. Yeah. So I do think that the teachers need to be established actors who can kind of hold their own and also bring others up around them, because I do think that you have to cast kids.
Sure, of course.
And so the kids start at like 11 years old. So
they are going to spend their whole young adult life on set.
It's going to be great. But they're going to learn from these people who are
seasoned,
have to be seasoned. And so I do think that rather than having no names, you do have to have people that are seasoned to help kind of carry the weight of the
show
and some of the younger cast that's going to be learning from them. And I know you're going to have a lot of no names, probably no names with the younger cast at this point. So
because we have so many more opportunities, in this case, episodes to explore, I wonder if we get some of the not the backstory, but some of the goings on with the adults on the show.
Probably.
Because the book obviously is from the kids' perspective.
I mean, maybe not. Who knows? What I will tell you is that if they do not cast, oh my God.
I know. Tom Felton.
Tom Felton
I
as
knew
Lucius
it.
Malfoy. I will be disappointed and kind of sad.
That'd be pretty wild.
His whole life is Harry Potter. I mean, he did a lot of acting before he got to. You don't know
did?
that he did. Yeah, he did a lot of acting prior to getting Draco.
Oh, you what? Did you?
I read his book. I listened to his book.
Same diff.
Beyond the Wand. Great. I'd recommend that. It's a great book. But he did quite a bit of acting before that. And then he obviously got Draco Malfoy. Funny thing, he never actually read the book, so he didn't know anything about Draco when he went for his audition.
Oh.
But he got it. Anyways,
Nice.
but his whole life has been this. He was just in a commercial because I think they just opened up a new shop somewhere, like a new Harry Potter themed shop in maybe Chicago or something like that. That is like, has specific things to it. Anyways, but I'm like, he should get it because he would kill at being Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah.
And his whole life has been that. How cool would it be? Because I do gosh, I keep hitting the mic. I do think something important to me in this is I would love to see some of the callbacks of some of the bringing in some of the cast that makes sense to bring in from the previous films.
Couldn't Daniel Radcliffe play the flashback?
Playing James Potter?
James Potter?
Totally could. Whether he wants to do that or not is up to him, though.
I think Emma Watson's over it, though.
Yeah, I don't think
She's
she would
moved
do
on.
it. But it would be really cool to have at least some familiar faces in a way that makes sense. And I think he could transition well to be Lucius Malfoy. I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Although they've actually all said that they would come back and do stuff. I think if they made Harry Potter and the Cursed Child a movie, I think that all three of them have said, the three main have said that they would come back.
That'd be pretty cool
to do that.
That'd be pretty fun. I was just thinking about this too because this is a remake. I just saw Drake and Josh do a podcast together. Drake Bell and Josh Peck. And I was like, you could reboot Drake and Josh and they move in to get into the same neighborhood and they're neighbors or something like
that'd
that.
be fun.
And they have their own kids.
Yeah.
I think I'd watch that.
I don't know that they would
actually,
do it.
honestly, I wouldn't. But
Could be.
Nickelodeon, I know you're listening. That one's for free. Because I'm sure you've never considered that. Anyway, moving on a little bit to Kellie's newest celebrity crush.
Wait, I don't know that they would bring him back in, though, after his...
I think they would from Redemption.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would look like they were doing the right thing.
That's true.
So I bet they would.
Anyways, my new favorite crush,
Kellie's new celebrity crush is in the news. Any guesses who I'm talking about?
No. Which I should, I guess, because he's apparently my new favorite.
Glenn Powell.
Ooh, Glenn Powell. I do like Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell
Dana
is
has
in
a
the
bigger
news.
crush on him than I do.
Really? Who wouldn't? He's dreamy.
He's doing a new show at NBC.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is. But
Oh, I
it's in
think I
the
saw
works.
that pop up.
Dana said, what a great time to work at NBC.
I
And
saw
I'm like,
that.
Get it, girl.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Glenn Powell not just starring and being eye candy on screens everywhere. He actually has a new condiment line called Smash Kitchen, which includes, ready for this? Classic ketchup, hot honey ketchup, mustard mayo, spicy mayo, barbecue sauce, and hot honey barbecue sauce.
What makes it different?
I'm glad you asked. What makes it different is the products are marketed. That's when you put products and market together. They're marketed as organic and free from chemical stabilizers, artificial ingredients, high fructose corn syrup, and other
Let me
food
see.
dyes.
Let me see what they look like.
They don't have photos. But that's just the start of the story.
Okay.
The real reason I wanted to bring it up is because he got a major endorsement from a fellow celebrity.
Sydney Sweeney.
No, but that would be pretty obvious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
No, it's it is something someone who's been around for a while.
Okay, someone that's been around for a while.
Someone who's in the Iron Man films, but is a woman.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
It is Gwyneth Paltrow. What do you know about Gwyneth Paltrow? Anything?
She has her own line of, what's it called? Goop?
Yeah, it's called Goop. It's a website and it's like a health and wellness website.
And she sells crystals and things like that. But
Totally.
she also is a great actress.
She is.
And I would love to see her. There was something that, I was watching something. Oh, I want to see her in the next White Lotus. I want it to be a ski resort,
Okay.
White Lotus, and I want Gwyneth Paltrow to be in there because I think it's funny.
Because didn't she run someone over?
Yeah, she had to go to court for it. She won, I think, because it's an accident. She
don't
hit
know.
somebody, I think, while skiing, but things like that happen all the time.
Punched him in the face?
No. I think she ran into him
Well, that makes sense.
on the slopes.
Well, here's the deal. Gwyneth Paltrow, what a great endorsement. Except over the years, some of the things that she's endorsed, people like me have been a little skeptical, if not critical
you're gonna
of.
tell me the things that she's endorsed?
Yeah, so I just want to...
I'm ready
I
for
love
it.
Kellie's I understand the way your brain works.
Yeah. Tell me.
Well, I just
Well,
want
it's
to
time
keep
for-
it in mind. Should we trust her?
Yeah, I was like, what's the name of it? Nothing?
I didn't have a name for the bit.
Got it.
But fair warning, if you are listening with or around children, this is just the slightest bit not safe for work because it's anatomical. But keep this in mind if you're looking for endorsements and if you want to try this condiment line because it's endorsed by her. Let's just see what other endorsements she's had. First, jade and rose quartz eggs.
Yeah, you put them up your hoo-ha.
Yes, you do. You do. How do you know about this?
Do you remember that that photo shoot we did for Jilly?
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly what she's going to say.
Yeah. So she has a son. Her son has a girlfriend, and her girlfriend worked for Gwyneth Paltrow's company
Probably
and had
still
met her
does.
and said she was great and all this stuff.
Yes.
That's one of the things that she sells on her website.
Not anymore. But if you're wondering what this is, fair warning again, skip forward if you're with the kids. Goop marketed these egg-shaped stones for vaginal insertion,
Yep.
claiming benefits like increased sexual energy and hormonal balance. But medical experts criticize these claims, leading to Goop paying a $145,000 fine for marketing unsubstantiated health claims.
She's a woo-woo girl.
It's one thing to be woo-woo. It's another thing to be like, buy this egg to insert into your body.
Yeah, it's true.
But it doesn't stop there. In fact, we're not even leaving that part of the body. Vaginal steaming. Paltrow advocated for this practice, suggesting it cleanses the uterus and balances hormones. Health professionals warned it could cause burns and infections.
Yeah.
That's just 2 of the list.
Yep.
I've got more. Coffee enemas.
Nope.
Sold on goop.com. It's an
Newer.
at-home coffee enema kit for the low price of $135.
Nope.
Claiming detoxification benefits. Experts cautioned against this, citing potential health risks. And also burns, maybe? Burns?
Yeah.
I don't know. Couple more.
Well, you wouldn't get burned from an enema, but
Well, it depends on if it's a hot coffee.
probably not. Probably coffee grounds.
You think it's grounds? It's got to be liquid.
I don't know.
It's an enema.
Okay.
You shoot it up there.
But with water. Yeah, I don't know. Okay,
That's
anyways.
what coffee is.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Grounds and water.
I don't think that it's hot. I think it's just cold.
Either way. Next, my favorite one. Psychic vampire repellent spray. This is real, Kel. She's
She's a little
selling
woo-woo.
psychic vampire repellent spray.
Was it garlic?
Yeah, it's just like a spray of garlic.
Yeah.
This
With
thankfully
a hint of lemon.
Yeah, all the vampires are like, smells great in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's what a
know.
vampire
Sounds
sounds
great in
like. Thankfully, only $27 for this vampire repellent spray. Psychic vampire
I don't know.
repellent spray.
What is it, a psychic vampire or is it for psychics and vampires?
You know what? I think we're just gonna have to get it and see which one it repels. And I guess if neither of them come across our house, I guess it works for both.
They don't come across your house anyway.
For $27, you can get this spray marketed to protect against quote unquote bad vibes and psychic attacks, featuring a blend of gem elixirs and essential oils. If the word elixir is in it, I'm probably already out.
Probably belongs in Wicked in the Emerald City.
Exactly. It seems a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And lastly, there was a lot on the list, but I only picked my favorites. And this one was the most well-known, and I think even you know about this one. The quote, "This smells like my vagina" candle.
Yeah.
Which, do you know what it is?
No.
It is a $75 candle named after a comment that Paltrow made about its scent. It quickly sold and sparked widespread media attention as she said, "This candle smells like my vagina."
Clean? Dirty?
Couldn't tell you.
I've never
You know
smelled
what?
it, nor do I own
Also,
it.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
But so all that to say, before you try out Glenn Powell's new line of condiments, maybe consider the
Decide.
source.
But I like Glenn Powell. So
I do too. But I'd also say, if there is a coffee condiment from Glenn Powell, maybe definitely don't do that one.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes in enema form.
You're so silly.
Before we move on from that too fast, let me see if I can pull it up
I
right
want
here.
to see a picture.
A picture of what?
His products?
Oh, I don't have those. Well, you
So
already
I-
did that.
Thought
You already
were-
asked for it.
I
No,
thought you
it's
were pulling
gone.
up.
No. But I did go down just a little bit of a rabbit hole because you can't really be a celebrity now without having a side hustle. So I put together a celebrity side hustle game.
Okay.
So I'm going to give the description of what the company is with 3 potential celebrities who either own or own a part of that company. And we have to decide who it is. Clear? This.
I think.
Yeah, she's shaking her head and drinking water. This is Celebrity Side Hustles. First, Soft Hands Inc. Have you heard of it?
No.
From dorm room
These
knits.
are real?
These are all real.
Okay. I was like, just make them up.
From dorm, no, I just made up a company and said who I thought would start it.
Yeah.
From dorm room knits to a full-blown cozy empire, this brand focuses on handmade artsy knits and teaches the craft to others through online classes. It gives major cottagecore CEO vibes and smells faintly of lavender and ambition. Who runs the vibey knitting business? Ella Emhoff, Billie Eilish, or Macy Williams?
Macy Williams.
Why? Why?
Because
I'm not going to lie. I only know one person on that list, and I bet it's not Billie Eilish. It is Ella Emhoff. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea who that is.
Me either. Oh, but, well, here, first, the second daughter of knit Kamala Harris. What, for real? That's Kamala Harris's stepdaughter?
Oh, cool.
The second daughter? I don't know. She turned her college hobby into a business.
She has 2 stepdaughters, so.
Oh, let's just go with that then. Cool.
Her and Doug.
5. Yeah. Oh, fun fact that comes along with it. Did you know the world's largest knitted item is a giant pink jumper the size of a football field?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's going to wear that?
It's someone
Nobody.
who is comfortable wearing 15 miles of yarn. And it was knitted by 1,000 knitters.
Makes sense.
Well done.
Give me the
who
next
knit.
one.
Number
People who
2,
knit.
Lucky Chap Entertainment, a female-forward film company responsible for stories with bold, unapologetic women at the center, most recently making major waves with Barbie. Pink isn't just a color, it's a box office smash. Who co-founded this production
Margot
company?
Robbie.
Okay, your answers are Florence Pugh, Margot Robbie, or Zendaya.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, that's so weird that you'd pick an answer that's definitely on there already. And the answer is, it is Margot Robbie. She's not just Barbie, she's the boss.
Yeah.
She co-founded Lucky Chap Entertainment to champion female-driven stories. And let's just say the Barbie movie didn't break... What? Let's just say the Barbie movie didn't just break the box office, it broke the patriarchy with glitter and Kenergy.
Well,
Boom.
we tried.
Fun fact. When filming Barbie, Margot Robbie had a clause in her contract that required an on-set pink day where everyone had to wear pink. Even the camera crew.
Yep.
Even the guy holding the boom mic. No one was safe
Everyone
from
wore
pink day.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It was a fun. I would have loved to be on that set. It would have been
I
a fun
know.
set.
It would have been cool.
Doesn't tell you who she co-founded it with, does she? Does
No.
it?
Not on the game that I made up on the
It's
spot. Number 3, Yummy. I assume it's pronounced Yummy Pop.
No, I was like,
I know this is really jarring for you. Paris meets popcorn in this boutique gourmet snack shop, serving up wild flavors like truffle parmesan, which Kelly would not like, sage, and Vermont maple. It's like your local movie theater popcorn got a passport, a beret, and a culinary degree.
Vermont maple sounds yummy.
I know. I would try that.
Okay.
The options are: who started this celebrity popcorn shop in Paris? Emma Stone, Scarlett Johansson, or Lupita Nyong'o?
I don't think it's Scarlett Johansson. I'm gonna say Emma Stone.
It is Scarlett Johansson.
Is it
actually.
really?
It is. Black Widow went full snack widow. Scarlett Johansson opened Yummy Pop in Paris with her then husband, bringing high-end flavored popcorn to the City of Lights.
Wow.
Fun fact, the largest popcorn ball ever made weighed in at over 9,370 pounds
Crazy.
in Sac City, Iowa. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. That's amazing. All right, 2 more. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to guess with you on the next one too. Next one is, you already know this one. So
Maybe.
I'm going to keep this.
Maybe.
I'm going to keep I know that you know this one because it starts out with the company's name. I'm going to keep it out first. Non-toxic, eco-friendly, and stylish AF. This brand offers everything from diapers to dish soap.
Honest.
It's built. Yes, it is.
What's her name?
You want? I'm not going to give you the options yet.
I can see her face in my head.
Okay. Would you like the options then?
Yeah.
I know. As soon as I give you the name, you'll be
I
like,
know.
it's her.
I like.
Well, this person was in Fantastic Four.
I know. I can see her face in my head. Her last name isn't Williams. God, give me the options.
Anne Hathaway,
No.
Reese Witherspoon,
Ner.
Jessica.
Not Beale. Jessica something.
Alba.
Jessica Alba.
I was like, how much can I give you?
I knew the name of the products, and like I said, I can see her face in my mind. I can see it, but I just could not get to her name. Jessica Alba. Yeah, Honest Brand. I like Honest Brand. I used Honest Brand with Brooklyn for a long time.
Yeah, she founded the Honest Company after struggling to find safe, non-toxic products for her family. Now she's out here slinging shampoo and stock shares.
She would probably back Glenn Powell and his new stuff.
I don't know. Maybe.
If it was really good, she probably would.
I bet she would. Oh, yeah, because it is kind of the same. It's in alignment with that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just food instead of products that you use in your body.
Well, here's a fun fact about the Honest Company. In 2021, the Honest Company went public, and Jessica Alba rang the NASDAQ bell wearing a blazer made from recycled plastic bottles.
So fun.
So not only did she clean house, she cleaned the stock market too.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, question number 5.
5.
Well done. The company, I don't even know if this is right. Sherlato.
Okay.
This isn't
Sounds
gelato.
like a gelato.
It's
Okay.
Sherlato. Served in neon-colored pop-up booths at LA nightclubs and celebrity events, this frozen treat...
Like a sherbet gelato.
Yeah. This frozen treat line is all sass, sweet, and a scoop of star power. Who launched this fabulous gelato brand? A, Madonna. B, Cher. Or C, recently coming back from space, Katy Perry.
Share.
You've got the face and the voice. Tell me how you put it together.
It just seems like something she would do. She does what she wants.
It's literally...
Do you believe in gelato sherbet?
It is literally pronounced Cher-lato rather than
Oh.
How do you say the real thing now?
Gelato.
Gelato.
Gelato. Gelato. Gelato.
Really feels like we're forcing the R in there. But yes, the goddess of pop said, if I could turn back time, I'd eat more gelato.
Yes, you would.
Yes, you would. Gelato is a frozen dessert brand serving up Italian treats with diva flair at pop-up locations. Fun fact about Cher. Cher literally announced Gelato by tweeting, yep, this is real. I'm launching my own gelato line. Watch out, LA. It's cold and it's Cher. That's not a tagline. That's an event. Oh, and scientists have proven that eating ice cream, you're going to want this. Just write this down because no one's a bigger fan of eating ice cream than Kellie. Scientists have proven you love ice cream.
Yeah, keep going.
Scientists have proven that eating ice cream activates the brain's pleasure centers in the same way that listening to music by Cher does.
Nailed it.
Okay, that part may not be peer reviewed, but it does feel true.
Okay.
Anyway, that's celebrity
That
side
was
hustles,
fun.
right?
Let's do that again.
Okay, you want to do it right now? I've got more.
No.
Anyway, you want to do some unpopular opinions, some unpop pins? Let me make sure that I'm not scrolling past anything I don't want to scroll past.
Unpop a pin time. Unpop the pins. Unpop those pins. Nailed it.
First one. This one seems outrageous, but I'll read why. Microwaving fruit is the way to go.
No.
I don't like hot fruit.
No. Hot fruit equals bad fruit. Like equals going to make you sick fruit.
You're thinking like been out in 80 degrees or sitting in your car
that's
fruit.
all that I think. Yeah. The only time that you should have hot fruit is if you bake it into something like a lemon blueberry loaf.
Or a pie.
Or
like
strawberry.
Like a cherry pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I never like hot though? Bananas. Hot bananas are not okay.
I disagree.
What are you talking about?
Bananas Foster.
It's fine, but it changes the entire flavor of the banana. Now I just got like burnt hot banana.
It's caramel banana.
Burnt hot caramel banana.
No, you're wrong on this. I need you to know that you are so wrong on that. But microwaving, we're not going to microwave fruit. We're not going to.
Well, here's what they said. Title pretty much says it all. People hate the idea of things like microwave bananas or apples, not because it tastes bad. Disagree, but because they're taught to hate anything weird. Microwave fruit feels like a warm hug from the inside.
Liars.
It also is fun to experiment with taste and texture post-microwave. Berries turn into hot juice bursts. Bananas taste like dessert, and apples turn soft. That's another one. Do people bake apples for something?
Yeah, apple
That's
pie.
a horrible choice.
Apple pie.
I understand that. No, but I mean like whole apples.
No.
That's not like a fancy old person dessert, like a baked apple.
No, like a baked peach with some honey
Look,
on top.
peach cobbler might be the best fruit dessert, period.
I do like peaches.
It's freaking great. And so is
Yeesh.
banana cream pie. But you know what? Banana cream pie is never hot.
It's cold.
It's freaking
Yeah,
great.
I disagree entirely with microwaving fruit.
Yeah, I think it should be outlawed.
Let the record stand.
Yep, agreed.
Show. Speak.
Tag
You're it.
should be normalized as adults.
Like tag your
Like the game.
No.
Not at all.
What are we, 15?
But it does give
With
me
a
an
crush?
opportunity.
To tag you, because I want to tag you.
Was that why tag, what tag was to you, was to touch your crush?
No, tag to me was an intense game that I played with my sisters and our neighbors across the street. We played freeze tag. And the way that you would unfreeze someone is you'd crawl between their legs.
Oh.
It's like unfreeze them.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It was intense tag. It was
I don't
fun.
like that. I don't really like chasing people.
It
or
was
being
really
chased.
fun. It was really, really fun. I had lots of fun.
It's not for me.
It's for me.
But it does give me an opportunity to shout out an underrated comedy.
Tag, such a good game or movie.
It's such a good movie from a couple years
Jeremy
ago.
Renner's in it. It's great.
Yeah, I think John Hamm might be in it
There's
too.
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of good people in it. But Jeremy Renner is like kind of he's
the star, the lead guy.
He's like the guy that's really good at tag. There's someone else who's like the star.
Ed Helms, I think, is in that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people. It's really good and really funny.
Yeah.
I watched that a couple of months ago on a plane, I think.
Really? It's Tag and Game Night are like
So
great
good.
go-to plane movies, but also just
And
under the radar hits.
Game Night I will always hype up because the director is
Sweets.
Sweets from Bones, John Dalton,
It's like you're not gonna get it from
something.
me, girlfriend.
But he's
don't know.
incredible. He also has a cameo in it, but it's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, I kind of put those movies together.
So fun.
But they're great. Anyway, I just want to sneak that in. Next up, school reunions are wonderful, even if you weren't popular when you were a student.
Never been.
I haven't either, so we should speculate wildly. Do you have any desire to go to a reunion?
No, not really. My problem is, and this is terrible of me to say, and I apologize to anyone that's listening to this that knows me from high school. I get recognized so much by people because I don't think that I've changed very much. Like I think I still I think I look the same. My face looks the same. I've kind of stayed the same in size, a little bit bigger than I used to be, but
We all are.
people recognize me and I don't always remember their names and can't place them. And it's like the thing that I hate the most about myself is that I pride myself in like,
I'm sorry.
it's not, but hear me. I pride myself in making people feel comfortable and them knowing,
Of course.
like, and feel known and seen and valued and heard.
Is that why you just touched my foot with your foot to
Yes.
be like, I see you?
I see you, but didn't you let me finish? Yeah. But it's really hard for me because people will recognize me and like be like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. How are you? And they'll like be able to call back things. And I'm like, I don't know your name.
She's not lying. This
And
does
I
happen
don't know
a lot.
like how I know you and where you're
Mm-hmm.
from. And I will be nice and kind and be like, oh my gosh, how are you? It's so good to see you. What are you up to?
The hardest is when people are like, we should get together.
And I'm
you're
like,
like, I don't even remember.
I don't even know what your name is. So high school reunions don't seem exciting to me
Because it'd just be that.
I feel, I mean, hopefully we'd all have name tags, but it would be hard for me unless you were like my main group of friends that like I really remember. I don't know.
And you went to a big school.
I went to a big school, 800 plus graduates.
Whew. Too much.
A lot. And I mean, I was in a magnet program, so the magnet class was quite small, but still hundreds of people.
Right.
So like, I don't know. It's intimidating for me. And I think I'm a part of like on Facebook, maybe my like graduating classes thing. And I think that there was talks of, because we've hit our 10 year already, but I don't know that I've ever heard of a reunion happening.
Me either.
So I don't even know that they happen. My mom has gone to her reunions. She just went, I think this year or last year to a reunion, but I'm like, I don't even know when they happen or if they're happening.
Yeah, I can't imagine that I'd want to go to one of those. I didn't want to go to high school functions when I was in high school.
I don't even know that your school has reunions,
I don't know.
and you'd have to go and your ex would be there
Oh, I guess that's true.
because didn't you graduate in the same graduating class?
She came for the last year, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't think she'd
Be
go.
interesting.
I just have no desire
Yeah.
to do that at all. But
I would to show you off.
yeah, they'd be like,
My
wow,
husband,
look
who
at that
works
guy.
for
Who's
Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Disney.
that person who no one's ever heard of. Speaking of forgetting people's names, this next one is tough. It should be way more socially acceptable to forget the names of someone's partner, kids, and pets.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I don't know the name of most of my cousins' children, or certainly not their pets.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a lot of friends in general, so we do know their names and their kids' names and their pets' names. But if I've only ever met you and you're introducing me to your husband for the first time, it's unlikely. I probably will remember, but I'd have to write it down. Or between the
Really?
two of us, we'd remember.
yeah.
Like if like we know,
Yeah.
say, like a great example, this is true, and sorry, Katie, is Katie
I don't
from NBC. I know her.
Yeah.
I know she has a husband. I don't remember her husband's name right now off the top of my head. I could figure it out.
I've never met him though.
We've never met him, but we've talked about him.
That's true. Here's a little tip.
But I don't know that that's inappropriate.
I don't think so. But here's a little tip. If you happen to be with another person and you're running into someone you don't know the name of, say, have you met, in this case, I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, have you met Kellie before? And introduce your friend, partner, spouse, whatever.
9
to
times
that
out of
person.
10, I'll be like, oh, I'm Kellie. And they'll be like, oh, I'm blah, blah, blah. But sometimes they'll be like, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you. And I'm like, gosh.
But you could say, what's your name?
Yeah, remind me your name.
What's your
Sorry.
name?
Yeah,
No, but it wouldn't be reminding you
what's
because
your
you've
name?
never met them.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm sure people listening, we have done that to you. But it's a great way. We just can't remember everyone. Oh my gosh. There's so many people now. Like I do events that happen every year now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember even the crew that I've worked with sometimes.
It's hard.
Definitely not the guests. You're like, oh, you're back for another year. And I'm like, yes, so are you, I guess. I don't think I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
introduce your person there.
And they should help.
They
I'm not always
should.
good at that, but I try.
We try. But yeah, I mean, I am so bad. I don't know anybody's pets' names. No, that's
my family's.
off the list. Couple more. Raising Cane's should close down their restaurant and just sell sauce. They'd be way more profitable.
No,
I disagree with that.
I like their Texas toast.
I like their chicken too.
Yeah, I do too. It can
In
be
fact,
kind of
if there was
salty
a Cane's
sometimes.
out
but
here, yeah, that's true. You got to get it fresh. You can't
Yeah.
keep it in the styrofoam. If there was a Cane's out here where the studio is, I'd probably get that for lunch.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but the sauce is the best part.
It is.
You know, like when Joshua Weissman tries all these things and he tries like all the chicken and like from all the different
Yeah,
restaurants, he'll eat it without sauce. And
The sauce makes the chicken.
but that's the thing that when you used to work at a chicken place, it was
the sauce makes the meal. Mhm.
Yeah, and that's so true, so
Yeah.
stinking true. So disagree. I got one more.
I'm ready.
Waking up just before the alarm is the best, not the worst.
It is.
Wholeheartedly agree with this.
I woke up this morning before my alarm and I felt awake.
It also depends on when. 45 minutes before, bad.
15 to 30-ish, somewhere in that time zone is pretty good.
10 to 15, like yeah. 10 to 20, maybe as much as 20.
Yeah, I think that was this morning. I think I woke up about 20 minutes before my alarm.
Yeah,
went off.
and
but it was nice. I got to snug you.
Yeah, you kind of just laid on top of me.
I didn't want to wake you up.
So you laid on top
You
of me.
moved. And so
Yeah.
I went, he's kind of awake. And so I snugged you. And I was like, this duvet cover is very soft. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Shout out to Brooklyn and not a sponsor, but we're open
But you
to
can
it.
be.
Yes. We have
We
reached
have more
out
than
at one point.
30,000 followers now.
That's true. So Brooklyn and we love your sheets and duvet covers, and you sponsor a lot of podcasts. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
That's it. That was the last one. Waking up before the alarm.
I think it's great.
That's all of it.
Like I said, but if it is like, I have a flight tomorrow morning and my alarm's going off at 5 a.m. so I can get up and get ready, but I wake up at 3, not good. I'm like,
No.
I hate
But
this.
let me just ask you this before we wrap it up. How often do you wake up on average per night?
not as often as you.
But how many times do you think?
Between 1 and 3 on a good night. If it's a bad night and I'm really anxious, it might be more.
When you
But
wake up those 1 to 3 times, is it for something? Is
To
it like,
flip
I
over.
need to flip? It's usually that.
Yeah, every now and then I'm like, I'm thirsty.
Do you ever, I meant to ask my
Or I
therapist
have to
this.
pee.
Have you ever, do you regularly wake up and worry?
No.
Like, do you wake up and you're like, this is what I have to do tomorrow?
Never.
Never?
I wake up and go, how do I get back to sleep? Flip over. I do the check-in. Do I have to pee? Do I need water?
That's it.
Am I good? Am I hot?
Oh, yeah. That's
Am
definitely
I
it.
sweating?
Like
Am I hot
this
right now?
morning.
That's normally it. And are you still in bed?
You think I like sneak out in the middle of the night?
No, but sometimes in the morning you will.
Oh, that's true.
And not wake me up. I mean, I normally can tell, but like, yeah, I normally am flipping over.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not even if you're out of bed. It's like, which way is he facing? If I turn over, are we going to be breathing each other's air?
Yeah.
Can't do that.
I explicitly try not to do that.
I try
Or
not to do that to
specifically
you
try not
either.
to do that to you. Yeah, you're the best. But I do wake up truly without exaggeration, maybe 5-10 times a night.
Do you wake up and worry?
Oftentimes, yeah.
About what? What's happening in the middle of the night that you have to worry about?
What's happening the next day or what happened the day before.
Nothing.
But that's what's on my mind.
It's crazy.
And that's called anxiety.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I've got some really bad sleeping habits. Like I'm intentionally trying not to do this, but I'll turn over and I'll either turn on the TV or the iPad or put a headphone in for a podcast.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that will like calm the anxiety to go down. But I was talking to my buddy Randy. Shout out to Randy. And I was like, I wonder if my anxiety is constantly perpetuated because I use things like podcasts and stuff to distract from that. So then when I'm trying to sleep and I don't have that, my brain is like, where's our comfort thing? Where's our, I don't know what you call it. What would you call something you hold on to? Like a stuffed animal thing.
Yeah, your stuffy, your comfort blanket.
Something like that.
They call it a comfort blanket.
Yeah. Where is
That's
that? And so I put it in, and that's obviously then giving my brain something to listen to, but also trying to tune out because I literally have a headphone in as it's playing something as I sleep. So my brain's actively trying to shut that out. And he's like, yeah, you never give yourself time to just be quiet and still. And then somehow I wonder why my mind is so chaotic and not quiet and not still.
Always putting stuff in there.
It was a good point. Randy, he always makes good points.
Crazy Randy.
Crazy Randy. Crazy Randy.
You said Crandy. It's
from Cotton Candy Randy.
Oh.
From GMM.
I know.
Not a sponsor. Anything you're looking forward to this week, Kelster?
It's spring break.
It's spring break, baby.
So we have the whole week.
I'm so pumped.
The whole week with Brooklyn.
Yes, we do. Even
and
though
we're going to
working.
do some fun stuff. I know we're trying to do an escape room with her because she's been asking and asking and asking. I have an event. We each have an event this week. Mine's at NBC. Yours is in the OC.
Orange County, yeah.
And so we're doing that. But it's going to be a fun week. We have Easters, which I know
already has happened when you listen to this.
We have Easters with our kid. Easter. I know it's not Easters, but we have Easter with our kid. Easter.
That'd be fun.
Like that.
Kind of.
And then
more
we're
like an
celebrating.
obligation.
We're celebrating your sister by taking her to a fun
new
dinner
restaurant.
place. Bottega Louis.
Yeah, which I believe you've been to, but I haven't. Maybe
I haven't actually eaten there, but they have like a pastry shop that's like macarons and.
I think I heard of a story about some dude hitting on you and Shim at that place once.
Yes, I really think he was just trying to get us out. It was like the manager. He gave me his card and stuff like that.
It's a fine line, I guess.
I think he was trying to get us up out of the table and move us on. He took us outside. Simone will remember this. We went because there was pastries, and so we got some pastries, and there's like a little section you can sit if you eat if you get the pastries, and so we were eating and just kind of hanging. And he was the manager and came over and started talking to us, took us outside, and was like, "Yeah, there was like a spaceship in the air tonight or something like that." And then here's my card. Okay, have a great day. And we were like, "Great, I guess
you can go over there.
I guess we're done being here now."
Wow, how weird.
Yeah. I mean, we were younger, so I don't really know, but it was a weird experience.
Yeah.
I had his card for a really long time.
Not weird.
But
now if someone hands me a card, I'm like, thank you. Trash. Most of the time.
But I'm excited to eat there. So I think it'll be really fun. And then to take her to the pastry shop and kind of let her pick out some fun desserts to take home.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. They have good fruit tarts there too.
Ooh, I do like cold fruit.
Yes. In tart form.
In tart form. And way to just bring it full circle to what was a very quick hour of episodes.
Yeah, it was fun though. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
I'm sure that can't be true, but even if you enjoyed it half as much, that's still pretty high.
Yeah.
So I had a great time. I think that's all that's coming up. I'm super pumped about spring break. I hope you guys, whether you've had spring break or you're looking forward to it, doesn't matter. I hope you're having a great time in your life. I hope that you find ways to find joy in your life because it might be the only time you get to do that. And if you need permission granted. Whatever you do, however you spend your time, we hope that you spend most of it hardly working.
Bye.
Love you.
Mean it.
Bye.
Bye. I was forgetting about that part. Bye.